Hello comrades, yes it's me, a Yorkshireman now living in Wales. Power to the people. On a personal level, I'm very happy living in Wales because of the people in Wales and the area I live in. However, another way of looking at happiness is, am I happy? It's an interesting one. And then I remembered that somewhere hidden away, they have a happiness scale. And here it is, look, happiness well-being scale. Happiness score. So I thought, right, let me have a look, and this is for Wales in particular. Right, and of course we don't really know what the questions are, but the questions are collated from various different data sources. So that's code for, I'm guessing, there could be slightly changed. But as you can see, in 2007, people were scale happiness of 6.8, right? And then we go to 2024 and 7.6. I don't really get that because I always thought, me personally, that we had COVID and then everything's been in a downward spiral, and that normally means that I'm a tad unhappy. And when I look at things like politics, I look at policies, and I look at the state of the country overall, that's the United Kingdom, and then I'm not so happy. So I can't believe that on average people are happiness at 7.6. and they've estimated we're going to get happier. And all the people I talk to and all the people I meet of different ages, they're sort of happy on one level with maybe the area, the community they live in, but are they happy with the government? The answer is no, they're not. So there's something odd about that. So at that point I then thought a little bit more research, and I went focused on trusting politicians, and the machine came up with this. When I say machine, I normally mean artificial intelligence or a website. Anyway, it came up with this, and I love the way it phrases it. Trusting politician in Wales, so we're talking Wales, from 2007 to 2025 has seen significant shifts. It's hilarious the way they phrase it. Influenced by, guess what, political events, economic changes. Right. Who creates all these political events? Let me think. Politicians, right? So they're directly responsible. But this sort of says maybe they're not, but they are. Let's see, who also creates economic uncertainty, economic issues and everything else called economic changes? That would literally be, guess who? Politicians, because they create policies, blah blah blah, waste and spend money left, right and centre, chase that net zero goal, but that then impacts on us. Right, so I can't think most people who, if I said, are you happy? I'd have to ask two questions. Are you happy with the politicians and the way they're managing Welsh country? That most of them would say no. Well, at least I know 500,000 would say no, they're not happy, because 500,000 said no to 20 miles an hour, but that was ignored. Anyway, we then move on and we get to 2021-25. Efforts to rebuild trust gained momentum in 2024 when the Welsh Government committed to banning lying in politics. Now, why didn't you do that early? Why didn't they do that? Why didn't anybody, any government, anywhere in the world say, if you lie and we catch you out, you go to prison? That's it, simple as that. No gifts, no get off, out of jail free, no, well I didn't understand, no, it was a typo, off you go, you have to go to jail, that's it. You can have a full process, whatever. So do I think this will work? No, I don't. Because already, even though they've said this, in I think last year, I challenged and I caught out the First Minister, Mr. Morgan, literally for lying on the radio on a BBC programme. I complained, I got told, oh, we'll do an internal investigation. That was then passed to a civil servant who literally said that what I thought I heard, I didn't hear. So I complained about him as well, and that's now just disappeared into the ether. So even though that was last year, and now they say that they're going to do something in 2026, 2025, well, they're not either. Because you decided doing it now to regain trust. Anyway, so I look at politicians and I think about the ones who are supposed to be representing me. And do I trust them? Well, let's have a look at the ones we've got here, and I will show you them because I fund them. So the person who's like my main area rep is Mr. Maybanap, or Gwan for members of the Senate. Now he don't really reply to me anymore, even though he's my main man. Right, so I'm disappointed in that. So do I trust him? Talk about trust. The answer is no. You can't even be bothered to reply to me now anymore, so I think I'm on a blocked email list. So do I trust him? No, because to gain trust, two-way process. Right, I then go to Mr. Campbell. He's the same, he literally don't reply to me anymore, so I think I'm on a banned list from him as well. So do I trust him? No, because trust has to be earned. Jane Dodds. Jane Dodds is genuinely the only person who I trust because she gets back to me. We have a two-way conversation, and then she tries to help. Huh, who'd have thought that then, eh? So do I trust her? Yes, I trust her, based on current information. Miss Morgan, well, I won't trust her. A, she don't reply to me anymore, so I'm on a banned list. And also Joyce Watson, same. I think she's replied once. Yeah, this is what really gets me. I consider myself a shareholder. Now, a shareholder who has a monetary interest in whatever the shares are, and it's the public sector. I pay taxes. We're all shareholders. Simple as that. So we need to know every single thing what's going on, and that builds up trust. But you try asking for any information. Oh, you can't get this, you can't get this, or oh, we can't do this. I mean, the person I've missed out is Miss Savile Robert. I write to her, and then she sends me, she does reply, I'll give her credit for that, but she doesn't answer me question. But at least she writes back. So, the other thing I then sort of started to think is, so what else is knocking about in terms of information? And I found this Office for National Statistics. So as a politician, if I wanted to, and I didn't want to go out and meet all the dirty, filthy people who might actually fund my lifestyle, my house, my cars, my travel, my lodgings, my clothes, everything else, because that's what we do as a shareholder, I'd sort of think, oh, let me have a look at this. And at this point, I'd sort of think, right, okay, oh, look at this, oh, voter turnout's gone down. Well, that's not a bad thing, actually, because that means that only the people who are really active will vote. But I'd say, as a politician, I thought, well, that needs to change, but I won't put any time and effort into making it happen. Now, this is a bit I still can't get my head round. Trusting UK government, apparently it's a positive change. Now, given the fact that I myself, as many people who are making a voice, got a voice, yeah, we have a voice in Wales, it's our voice, so it's nobody else's voice because they don't listen, is I could get knock on the door, put into a process, banged up or fined or something like that for speaking out. So how would I trust a government which has created that? Because they have created it, nothing else. How can I trust a government where 500,000 people turn around and say we don't want 20 miles an hour, and they say, well, you're wrong, you don't know what you're on about? It's not going to work, is it? So I don't believe that, full stop, so I don't trust the ONS anymore. I also then looked at this, hope for the future. Now, given that I pay attention to what's going on and I talk to people, a lot of young people have no hope. They say, I don't know what we're going to do. There's no hope. They are, quote unquote. And then fair treatment. Well, is it fair? I don't have to go, but there is many, many examples of now a two-tier justice system. Let's understand this. The politicians create the laws, they implement the laws, and they control everybody. So, I don't see how we've all got fair treatment. That don't make any... I've already been told, as an indigenous white person, the chances of me going to court and getting treated exactly the same as somebody else is now less because of the colour of my skin. Now, I remember that was called apartheid, and that was looked down on. But for some reason, now it's okay. So do I trust politicians? No, because they're creating all the legislation, which is literally impacting on me and everybody else. So do I trust them? No, not at all. And then, of course, voice in government matters. Well, this is just a farce, isn't it? Think about all the petitions we've all seen and the rest of it. Don't make any sense. And again, how can I have a voice if 4 of my politicians do not reply to me? It's impossible, isn't it? I don't have a voice because they're refusing to listen. So again, this is just another scam. Now, the bit I didn't really cover to begin with, but was quite interesting, is what this came up with. And I go back to this slide and we look at the blue arrow. By 2025, satisfactions with elections and democracy improved, particularly a lot among left-leaning voters. Right then, so when I look at this surveys, and have they just been really, really particular with the sample? Because I actually tried to have a look at the sample, and they're just like, oh yeah, well, you know, we asked various people. Right, comrades, a little bit of a rant, but I think it's a rant. So, do I trust politicians? No. My local politician, the only one I trust, and if I had to, I'd vote for her, would be Jane Dodds, because we have a bit of a, I don't know, a trusting relationship. She listens, we might disagree on some things, but she tries. That's all I ask for. Right, comrades, thank you for watching. Please tick, subscribe. Have a good day. Saturday here, Sunday tomorrow. Enjoy.